Mm-hmm. What up, everybody?
Welcome back to another episode of
Don't do that. Right here on Epic Fridays
on 16 TV.
TV. Okay. So, first off, House of Dank.
House of Dank, that is the
spot. That is where you I get all of my smoke, all of my stuff. And remember, Sunday through Thursday, Monday through Thursday, 15% off. Anything that is not on sale in between the hours of 9 and 12. 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. So, real quick, Rocket Stick. This is called grape soda. Bam. All right, first off, what we're going to make sure that is addressed, and I'm quite sure everybody feels the same way when it comes to people popping up to their homes.
Pop-up video is...
Do not do that.
Please don't.
Now, mind you, it's just inconsiderate anyways. If somebody just tells you, doesn't even respond, that usually means don't come by. Or if somebody says no, then that means don't come by. If you are not liked in a situation is not cool, you don't come by.
Here's one.
Just don't do that.
Here's one. Yeah. She said the thing in the thing. Don't do that. Now, here's one. Let's say you hit someone up on Messenger and they don't hit you back. And then you hit them up again and they don't hit you back. And then you pop up at their house and knock on their door without getting a response as to whether or not you could come over. Do you know what you could do? You could be one of those people in the first verse of Let's Go Crazy. Was all you heard. You didn't get no okay to come to nobody's house. What if we would have been in the draws? Deep in the...
Anyways, now, onto the importance that needed to be addressed, as I took almost 3 minutes of my time to address it. Now, we are now going to talk about Kilmar Garcia. He is being brought back home, but he is being brought back home on charges. It says, let me go ahead and let it be known. ABC News by Catherine Falders, James Hill, Alexander Mullen. All right. Now, more than 2 months ago, 2 months. After the Trump administration admitted it mistakenly deported Mr. Garcia from Maryland to his native El Salvador.
Wow.
A federal grand jury has indicted him now for allegedly transporting undocumented migrants within the United States. A 2-count indictment, which filed under seal in federal court, Tennessee, last month and unsealed Friday, alleges Mr. Garcia had participated in a years-long conspiracy to haul undocumented migrants from Texas to the interior of the country. Now, the alleged conspiracy now had spanned nearly a decade and had involved the domestic transport of thousands of non-citizens from Mexico and Central America, including some children, for, of course, money. Now, Mr. Garcia is alleged to have participated now in more than 100 such trips, according to the indictment. Now, among those allegedly transported were members of the Salvadorian gang MS-13. Now, Mr. Garcia is the only person that is being charged in this indictment. Nobody that was apparently from the gang that he brought over was part of that. Now, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, at a Friday afternoon press conference, had thanked the president the Salvadorian president for agreeing the return of Mr. Garcia. She states our government presented El Salvador with an arrest warrant and they agreed to return him to our country. Bondi said that Mr. Garcia is convicted of the charges upon the completion of his sentence. He will be deported back to his home country, El Salvador, after they bring him home to charge him to send him back home. Now, the grand jury found that over the past 9 years, Mr. Garcia has played a significant role in an alien smuggling ring. They found this was his full-time job, not a contractor. He was a smuggler of humans and children and women. He made over 100 trips. The grand jury found smuggling people throughout our country. Now, the decision to pursue the indictment against Mr. Garcia led to the abrupt departure of Ben Schrader, a high-ranking federal prosecutor in Tennessee. Sources briefed on Schrader's decision. Schrader's resignation was prompted by concern that the case was being pursued for political reasons. Schrader, who spent 15 years in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Nashville and was most recently the chief in criminal division, declined to comment. Now, from the beginning, this case has made one thing painfully clear. This is coming from Mr. Garcia's lawyer. The government had the power to bring him back at any time. Instead, they chose to play games with the court and with a man's life. We're not just fighting for Kilmar. We're fighting to ensure due process rights are protected for everyone, because tomorrow this could be any one of us. If we let power go unchecked, if we ignore our Constitution. You could have brought this man back at any time, but instead you chose to bring up 9 years of an investigation. He's the only one being charged in this?
Classic abuse of power.
Classic abuse of power, bringing up abuse of power. CVS situation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about this.
Huh.
Well, there was a young man. And no, he was not African American.
This is where if you let power go unchecked, this is where it goes to.
This young man,
thinking you're safe.
He was Caucasian. He was a white boy. And when power goes unchecked, this is what happened. He just got off work at CVS. He comes out. He sits on the bench right outside his job because he had called a lift. He's waiting on the lift to get there. He puts on his hoodie because it's a little chilly. As a police officer rides by, he takes the guy putting on the hoodie as he's trying to hide his face. Trayvon Martin, anybody? Okay, so then he tells the guy, "You look suspicious." The guy tells him, "I just got off of work. I'm sitting here waiting for my ride, sir. I haven't done anything wrong." Police officer pursues it. Says, "Well, you look suspicious." Okay. Tells him he's detained. "I'm detaining you." The guy says, "Well, I haven't done anything wrong, officer. I'm going to go." He says, "No, I told you you're detained. You're not going anywhere." "Well, I haven't done anything wrong." "Sit back down. Don't move, or you're going to get tased." But wait, there's more. Then he comes over to handcuff this young man. I watched this on YouTube this morning. He comes over to handcuff this young man, to which, when the handcuffs are being applied, that's like, that's the final thing. Right. So it's like, hey, before this is going down, man, are you sure? Like, what? I'm just getting off work, man. I ain't did nothing. Stop moving. Stop resisting. Right? Stop resisting. And if you run, I've got a dog. I've got a canine in my car. If you run, you're going to get dog bit. His words. You're going to get dog bit.
Can't even Pronounce. Oh my God,
So
I can't make a proper sentence.
then,
Education.
when the other officers pull up, this was later because the Lyft driver actually pulled up. And he told the Lyft driver to go because he was going to give the guy a ride because he's probably going to arrest him. Then when the other officers come, he tells the officers, yeah, I believe he works here.
Then why are you arresting this boy?
Because he didn't have to furnish his ID without probable cause.
Right.
You didn't establish probable cause. You got pissed off because he questioned your authority, challenged your authority when he said, I haven't done anything wrong. I'm going to leave, after you said, you're detained. You can't go anywhere. So you got in your feelings. Abuse of power, regardless of what color you are. When I'm the police, I'm the law. When I say goes, you're going to do as I say. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
So I wanted to use that as an example of the abuse of power. Whenever you allow power to go unchecked, nobody is safe. All right, because we all know, I mean, even white people will sit there and joke about it and sit there and say, yeah, that man got that job because we know he was bullied at school, because we know that, look at how he acts. We know he was bullied at school. That's why he got the job, because now he has power. And before you know it, whenever you allow power to be able to get away with so much shit, nobody's safe.
And you know how we like to segue, right? So when you let someone get away with so much power, no one is safe. So in segue to that, we're going to do a little something called Russia versus Ukraine.
Hey, I'm down for it.
Because I believe one of the last episodes we did, I was talking about Operation Spiderweb from the Ukraine, where they had a bunch of drones that were released in different areas, and the containers were remote controlled to open and release these drones. And they did a drone strike on a lot of their planes that were bombers that had.
They did a good number on them.
Did a good number on them.
I think they said 30% of 30% damage total
to their whole force right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 spots, I believe, is what it was.
Yeah, very, very shrewd, very smart, right?
A year and a half of planning.
So 4 people killed in Kiev. This is recent. This is like yesterday. 4 people killed in Kiev after a Russian missile and drone attack across Ukraine. And this was probably in response to Operation Spiderweb.
Wow.
So yeah, that's still going on. They are definitely pissed off that you took out 30%.
But they probably already planned for that. So they planned for that. I bet you they're going to come back for it again. They're going to come back and take out another 30%, because they probably got a couple more little sleeper cells going on.
But you know what? Though? Hey. Donald Trump said he was going to stop this war in his first week. So I mean, maybe we just lost in a pocket of time, and there's somewhere on the earth where he's actually done something besides golf.
I don't know. I can tell you. So, all right.
I mean, it could be.
So,
Stranger Things.
This was from CNY Central by Winston Rogers, WJLA, because I made a promise that I would do every episode. Now, we're going to talk about... Now, I had to look it up in 2 different ways, because I had to bring up an article about the shooting and what had happened. And then I'm going to talk about the consequences for them later. So,
okay.
Now, his name is Clifford Brooks. He was 41 years old. This happened January 24th, just last year. Okay. within like 7 months, basically 7 months from now. Now the victim was identified as 41-year-old Clifford Brooks. An officer had a mandatory administrative leave when it came to the shooting. Oh shit! It just went back to the other page. It's not what I want.
No,
my bad. It flipped back. Like that was. Did you see that?
I did.
Okay, good.
I was looking at your screen
because that's ridiculous. All right, here, take that, so I can.
Oh, gladly.
All right, so. My gosh, he was being transported by ambulance, because of a mental health crisis. When at one point he allegedly had attacked one of the medics, prompting the ambulance to stop. Now, at one point, police said the man had a metal object in his hand. After he had got out, he had ran a few blocks. They finally got a hold of him.
Okay.
They had a crisis intervention gentleman coming in. They talked him down for like 2 hours.
Huh.
All right. And then after a couple hours, man got agitated, I'm going to assume. And he came out with a metal object running and attacking them. And they proceeded to shoot several rounds.
How many?
It doesn't say precisely how many rounds was actually...
probably an excessive amount.
A ridiculous amount.
I'm sure.
Now, from body cam footage, from all the footage that you can come about, surveillance footage, witnesses, or whatever the case may be, there was obviously nothing done. Nobody was charged. All right. But what my thing is when it comes to situations like this, and we're talking about mental health, everybody has the right to get treatment. Okay. Because what irritates me the most is the thing when it comes to reform. I feel the biggest thing about reform when it comes to police is how things are handled. All right. One, I'm going to use a scenario, right? Let's say somebody is doing something they have no business doing. All right. Everybody does it. Doesn't matter what ethnicity, what religion, whatever you want to call it. You have bad apples no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
That's
Nobody
facts.
is perfect at all. So you then proceed to do something you have no business doing. They can't seem to stop you. Missed you with the tasers a couple times. Ran out of whatever. And it happens to be the fact that I got to pew you're behind. But I'm going to pew you somewhere where you're going to live. I'm going to take your leg out.
Stops you from running.
Keeps you from... You live.
You live.
Now, mind you.
Unless, of course, you're just some sharpshooter that's going to hit like a major artery.
Right.
And really...
Now, mind you...
There's just no way that you're going to survive.
Now, mind you. You can't get mad at them and sue them for something that you could have prevented by simply stopping.
Right.
All right.
Like if you lose that leg,
that's your fault.
You can't.
That's kind of your fault. You need to figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Figure it out. That's your fault.
Yeah.
End of story. You do the. You lived to be able to get charged, to be able to have your day in court, your due process.
Facts.
Now, if something happens, now we're going to take another process here. You are going to use another situation where you're a victim of it. All right. You were definitely found the fact that you were not the problem. We'll use Yvette Smith, for example. When I had just talked about, she's the one who called 911. So she comes out of the house, she gets shot twice, once in the head and once in the torso. Within 3 seconds. All right? Why are you trained to immediately shoot to kill instead of shoot to disarm or shoot to just simply harm?
Or just value life in
They
general,
deserve the right to sue you.
You're supposed to
They were a victim of your stupidity. They have a right to be able to live have their due process while you get to have your due process and I don't know how to shoot and I just damn near killed somebody.
I feared for my life.
Make it make sense.
Then why
because
are you
it doesn't
protecting
make
and serving?
sense. It doesn't. This man had a mental health crisis at the end of the day. You're telling me the only option you had was to kill this man and shoot several rounds into his body. His upper torso, where it's known to kill them. Period. So many different ways of reform.
Now, on the way out, let me give you this. Because, ding, 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 ding. If you have been on social media, I'm quite sure, just like you heard about Taco Always. No, Trump
Taco
always chickens out, which is Taco. That's what they're calling, Commander-in-Chief. And they got
Commander in Beef.
Donnie Two Dolls. And so Elon Musty, or Elon Musk.
Elon Ketamine Musk.
Yeah, Elon Ketamine Musk. Musk. Yeah. They are ding, ding, ding.
Beefing.
They're in the ring beefing like baby mamas and baby daddy drama. Because Elon Musk went on Twitter and he says the big beautiful bill is an abomination. Oh. Which I believe that.
Well, what did Donnie the $2 say about that?
He says that Elon Musk is upset because he had to take away the mandate that included EV or electronic vehicles, and that hurt Elon Musk's pocket and therefore hurt his feelings.
Right. Well, I mean, understandably so, because when you think about it, he also stated if Elon stated that if it wasn't for his, paying for his campaign, basically, he would not have won his campaign because Elon had put in a lot of money towards this. And then you take away something. I believe
that too.
So then you proceed to, here, let me go back and tap the balls and take away more money from you. After you gave me a bunch of money, I'm going to take away money from you and tap you on your ball sack real quick and give him blue.
So the money that you thought you were going to recoup from helping me with my campaign, I am now going to renege on that agreement in broad daylight in front of everyone and play in your face. How does it feel, Elon?
You thought you was special?
They've been playing in our face forever.
You thought you was special, bro?
So look.
You thought you was special?
Then Trump also says, no, Elon says about Trump. This is my favorite one. I was reading it wrong. Ready? Drum roll, please. He says that Donnie Two Dolls,
Mr. Taco,
in the infamous Epstein files. Woo! The tea. That's Sipping My Tea by Straight Hood Fellas, me and Pope Don King. But I'm saying the tea, bruh. So he's in the, is he really? Could he possibly be?
I mean, why do you think he threw out those, it's like, hey, we should, we about to open up JFK files and we about to open up these files so he can take the heat off of himself. So
I also remember when he says, well, I haven't talked to Diddy in a very long time, but, especially when I got into politics, but we used to party. We used to party a lot, and because he was talking about letting Derek Chauvin go. So if you let Derek Chauvin go, Derek Chauvin's a peon.
Luckily,
man. He's just a peon murderer. Why wouldn't you let go of a rapist and a human
abuser.
trafficker and an abuser. I mean, you already let go of what was the Chrisleys with the bank fraud.
Oh, a couple people with fraud. A couple people with fraud.
But see, they still have their federal charge.
No. What you're talking about is when it comes to
is it Larry Hoover?
Larry Hoover, he still has state charges. The president and nobody else can take away that. I believe unless it's state people or whatever the case may be, they have to do state time. They did federal time. You can take away federal time, but he can't take away state time. So, but from my understanding is federal prison is a little bit more comfortable than state prison.
Unfortunately, I have a couple friends who've done that, and they can attest that is true.
So basically what he did is just made the lives just a little bit harder.
Because states don't have the money to house you and do all that good stuff for you like the feds do.
But luckily, knowing who some people are, they will be just fine. Because the same respect that they had in federal, they will more than likely have it in state.
A lot of people think the Chrisleys should have just did their time.
No, they didn't do their time.
No, they should have.
Oh, they should have did turn. Hell yeah.
A lot of people think.
Absolutely, they should have did their time. You absolutely right. Martha did her time.
Tell you,
Martha Stewart did her time.
And we respect her for it.
I mean, it may have been a little, what they call a little prissy, whatever, but she still did her time. That's what counts.
We don't never expect the superstars, especially if they Caucasian, to do any real time. We don't never expect that. Never.
But all right, guys, that is all we have for you. So we will see you next time on Mad as Hell Monday. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, get notified, and we'll see you next time. Peace.